Punchdown Block. The foundations of structured cabling, the punchdown block. A punchdown block is a specialized mechanical device used to connect and organize copper wiring within a telecommunications closet or server room. Instead of using screws, solder, or wire nuts, a punchdown block utilizes insulation displacement connectors, also known as IDCs. This technology allows a technician to terminate a wire by simply punching it into a metal slot. The slot is designed to cut through the thin plastic insulation of the wire and make a permanent, gas-tight electrical connection with the copper core. For a hardware professional, the punchdown block is the primary interface, where the horizontal cabling from office wall jacks meets the core networking equipment. The two titans, 66 blocks versus 110 blocks. In the world of professional cabling, you will primarily encounter two types of blocks, each designed for a specific generation of technology. The 66 block is the classic standard for analog voice communication. Introduced in the 1960s, it is easily identified by its long, comb-like rows of metal teeth. Each row usually has 4 pins. The left 2 pins are for the incoming wires, and the right 2 pins are for the outgoing wires. To connect them, a technician uses a small metal staple called a bridge clip. This makes the 66 block incredibly useful for troubleshooting. If you need to test a phone line, you can simply pull the bridge clip to isolate the internal wiring from the external phone company line. However, because the pins are relatively far apart and the wiring is untwisted for several inches, 66 blocks are generally unsuitable for high-speed data and are rarely used for anything faster than a basic 10 megabit network. The 110 block is the modern successor designed for high-speed data. It is the foundation of Category 5E and Category 6 networking. Unlike the 66 block, the 110 block is much more compact and is designed to maintain the twist of the wire pairs as close to the connection point as possible. This is critical for reducing crosstalk and interference. A 110 block uses small, connecting blocks that are snapped on top of the wires to secure them. This design is what you will find on the back of almost every patch panel in a modern server rack. It is capable of supporting gigabit and even 10 gigabit speeds because it minimizes the electrical noise that occurs at the termination point. The technician's weapon, the punchdown tool. To work with these blocks, a technician uses a specialized punchdown tool. This is a handheld device with a spring-loaded impact mechanism. The tool has a replaceable blade designed for either a 66 block or a 110 block. When the technician pushes the tool onto a wire sitting in the block, the spring triggers an impact that does 2 things simultaneously. First, it forces the wire deep into the metal slot to create the electrical connection. Second, the sharp edge of the blade snips off the excess wire, leaving a clean, professional finish. A common mistake for beginners is holding the tool backwards. One side of the blade is for cutting, and the other is not. If you punch down with the cutting edge on the inside of the block, you will accidentally cut the wire you are trying to connect. Best practices and troubleshooting. When managing a punchdown block, organization is just as important as the electrical connection. Technicians follow the blue, orange, green, brown color code to ensure that every jack in the building is wired identically. A frequent issue in the field is a loose connection or a poor punch. If the tool isn't held perfectly straight, the wire might not seat correctly in the metal slot. This results in an intermittent connection that might work for a few minutes and then fail. Another issue is daisy chaining, where too many wires are stuffed into a single slot. Punchdown blocks are designed for a 1 wire per slot rule. Adding a second wire can stretch the metal contact, causing both wires to lose their connection over time.